Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're well. So it is that time of the year again. I'm going to share my watch collection with you guys. This is the second state of the collection video on my channel. The collection has definitely grown. As you can see, two boxes in the video right now. We'll go through the one on the left a bit later on in the video. We'll go through the watches in the box that you can see directly in the video right now. I've got about 19 watches in my collection at the moment. 20 is my number. That's where I would like to be. I wouldn't want to have more than 20 watches in my collection. So I've got room for one more. I might make that purchase in the first or second quarter of next year. If I end up buying more watches for my collection in 2023, then some of the watches I have with me right now will need to leave the collection. I know it'll be a hard decision for me to make, because I really like all of the watches that I have in my collection, and that's what ends up happening when you're a collector. Not just a collector, but when you really love collecting watches, and you don't just do it as a hobby, but you really like having watches in your collection, and you build a connection with them, and it becomes hard for those watches to leave your collection. But that's for later on anyway. Now, getting back to the collection that we have here with me right now, I'll start off with the watch which is not in any of those boxes at the moment, and it is on my wrist, which is my Casio F91W. Absolutely love this watch. Fantastic value for money. The cheapest and the most comfortable watch in my collection by some distance from the comfort point of view, because I've got another Casio which is not too far off from the price point of view. But absolutely love this watch. This is one of those watches that you can have on your wrist all day and you wouldn't even notice. This is not a watch that will make you feel discomfort. So absolutely fantastic little watch, and fantastic value for money as well. Now, let's open up the first box. We'll start from the top left, from the cheapest watch in my collection to the most expensive watch in my collection. This is my Rolex Datejust 41 with a fluted bezel, Wimbledon dial, two-tone. This is my special occasion watch. Not that I don't wear it outside of some special occasions like a wedding or a function of some sort. I do wear this watch when I'm out and about with friends and family as well. But the most expensive watch in my collection, and really love this watch from Rolex. The next one is another watch which I really adore, which is this Tag Heuer Monaco. Now, Tag Heuer does get a lot of hatred from people. I personally don't really like all of their watches. They do make some average timepieces as well, in my opinion. But if I wanted to have one Tag Heuer in my collection, it had to be the Monaco. This was in the last state of the collection video as well, and this is still here. So iconic with that square-shaped case, so recognizable, and again, absolutely love this watch. This is one of those watches that I don't think will be leaving my collection anytime soon. Now, moving on to another Swiss watchmaker, and again, for me, one of those watchmakers that offer great value for money. One of the best entry-level luxury watchmakers in my opinion, which is Oris. This is the big crown pointed date. You can see that fourth hand there pointing at the date at the moment, and again, big crowns are referenced in the name of this watch. Really love that burgundy darkish red dial on this one, and the only Oris in my collection. And again, really like this watch. I really like Oris as a brand, and I've always wanted Oris to do well, and some of their timepieces are absolutely fantastic, and they offer exceptional value for money. The next one is one of the most recent additions to my collection. The most recent review on my channel was of this watch as well. This is the Longines Zulu Time GMT. And again, really fantastic value for money. When it comes down to heritage and history, you can't really surpass Longines. They've been in the watchmaking game for so long. They've gone through the highs and the lows. They've managed to survive, and they're still here today, and they are going strong, and great value for money. This watch, when it comes down to an automatic GMT, again from one of those watchmakers, that have been in the game for a long time. And I managed to get a decent discount as well. I managed to get close to $1,000 off this watch. And one of the viewers messaged me on YouTube, and I sent them to the same retailer, and I got the message from the salesperson today that they've bought the same watch as well. I'm not sure in the same color, but they've bought this watch as well today. So I feel really happy when something good happens. Out of my videos, people end up buying these watches at these discounts, which is absolutely fantastic. Okay, the next one is Seiko, another brand that I really like. This one obviously not from Switzerland, but from Japan. One of those watchmakers with absolutely, fantastic history, making watches for so long. The main reason for me to keep this watch in my collection was the dial of this watch. I really like that red. I really love the way this dial plays with the light. The way it catches the light, and the finishing on this watch is really nice as well. Every now and then you will come across Seikos, that will fall short of quality, and but that is not the case with this one. The bracelet is really nice. The finishing on the case is really nice, and it is really nicely put together. It feels solid, and again, coming back to the dial, that is one of the best dials you can buy out there for about $1,000. When I say about $1,000, I'm talking about the price that I paid for this. I paid about 950 Australian dollars for this watch. They retail for much higher, but again, you can have these at a decent discount. The next watch is a Chinese watch. This is the Seagull 1963, and one of the best column wheel chronographs you can buy out there for the money. I paid less than 250 Australian dollars for this watch. Bought it from AliExpress. The only Chinese watch in my collection which is not an homage. I've got another Chinese watch which is an homage. We'll go through that a bit later on. It's in the second box there. Absolutely fantastic little watch. I really like the size of the case on this watch. Again, absolutely fantastic value for money. Column wheel chronograph for less than 250 bucks. You just cannot beat this in any way possible. The next one is another going back to Switzerland again. This is a Frederic Constant. Now I haven't come across many Frederic Constants in many watch collections. I decided to keep this in my collection because this is a smartwatch, but with not the aesthetics of a smartwatch. You can't really tell. It doesn't look like your traditional smartwatch from the likes of Samsung, Apple, or your Fitbits and stuff like that. This is a dressier smartwatch. You can wear this watch with a suit, and no one will be able to tell. But at the same time, you'll be tracking all those things that you want to track, like your on your app. You get a Frederic Constant app on your phone that you can download. This little pusher will sync the app with your sync the watch with your app on your phone, and you can track your calories and all those kind of things, but in a shell or with the face of a proper watch. Okay, the next one nearly knocked my Timex. The next one is a Timex. Again, one of the most recent purchases. I haven't reviewed this watch on my channel yet. This watch, I bought this one just right before I bought the Longines. I really like when Timex does well. I really like Timex as a brand. They were reduced to making not so great watches in the past, but I'm really liking what they're doing and what they've done in the last couple of years with the reissues. of these of this Q collection and all those things. Absolutely loving what Timex is doing at the moment, and this is one of those examples of what Timex is doing at the moment. This Q chronograph Panda dial, really great looking timepiece. Again, like the case size on this one as well. Review will be coming shortly on my channel, but again, one of those watches and one of those brands that I really like, and I always want Timex to do well. So so that's another watch, and let me put this one out of sight now. This box will go away. Let me bring the other one in. Hopefully I can fit this one. Yep, barely. Okay, this is the first Boulevard in my collection. This is a Devil Diver. Not a big fan of the movement in this watch. Another watch that I kept in my collection because of the dial. I really like that orange. Really like the richness of this orange. It is really vibrant, really nice summer watch. I mean, there are other orange dials out there, but I haven't come across one that is this rich and this vibrant orange on a dial. Again, not a big fan of the movement, but it is still a proper diver. You can wear this watch to the beach, have fun, and this is a solid diver. And again, coming back to the color, absolutely love that orange on this watch, and really like the size of that watch as well. This is 41 mil. You can have this watch in a bigger size with a bigger case, but for someone like myself with an average wrist, that's a really nice case size, and it does fit true to its size as well. Coming to another Casio, another absolutely fantastic value for money in my opinion. A bit more expensive than the F91W, a bit bigger than the F91W as well. But again, this is a real time. You can keep track of a time from different locations. You get date, day, you got your digital watch there as well, or keeping the time. And again, absolutely fantastic value for money. I think I paid about 30 Australian dollars for this watch, if not more or if not less. And again, another fantastic value for money. You get 10-year battery life with this one. As it happens with a lot of Casios, the value for money, surpasses what you pay for these timepieces, and that is the case with this watch as well. Really comfortable. I'll say the second most comfortable watch in my collection after the Casio F91W, and not too far behind. But that F91W is just an absolutely fantastic little watch from the comfort point of view. All right, coming down to another Seiko here. This is my Seiko SKX, a legend and really iconic watch. I've got this on a rubber strap at the moment. I was wearing this with a Jubilee style bracelet before. I do swap this out quite often. These have gone up in price in the recent past. I paid about 440 Australian dollars for this watch last year, and the same retailer is selling these for about 900 bucks at the moment. So there's quite a jump in the price of these watches, and you sometimes start to think that you're losing that value for money that these SKX is used to offer. And but that's what happens when the demand is out there. People will jump on these watches, and the sellers will just jack up the price, or keep jacking up the price of these watches. But again, one of those watches that it's a legend, iconic SKX, proper diver, and something that will stay in my collection for a few years to come at least. Next one is another proper diver, and from another big Japanese powerhouse, Citizen. Citizen doesn't get the same love or recognition as Seiko does, but again, Citizen is one of those watchmakers that offers exceptional value with a lot of their watches, and their ProMaster range is an example of that. I always say in every video, every ProMaster that I've reviewed on my channel, I always say that I absolutely adore Citizen's Pro Master range, and I happen to have a couple in my collection at the moment. One of the best divers money can buy, ISO certified. I paid less than 200 Australian dollars for this watch when I bought it. You can still have these for about $220 to $230 from the same retailer, heavily discounted from the retail price. And yeah, the finishing on the case and what you get from this watch for that amount of money is just absolutely astonishing. Again, Citizen, one of the best value watchmakers out there, in my opinion. Coming down to another Japanese watchmaker, they sit under the Seiko brand now, which is Orient. This is Orient Komatsu, and again, value for money. You got in-house movement in this one, sapphire crystal. I bought this a couple of years ago now. I think I paid about $230 or so from memory. I could be wrong, but I didn't pay much more than that. Again, as I said, sapphire crystal, in-house automatic movement, proper diver, 200 meters of water resistance, and you know, again, Orient is one of those brands that will just offer value for money. That could be their Bambino range, that could be their Mako, that could be Komatsu. You know, they just offer exceptional value for money with a lot of their timepieces. And this watch has stayed in my collection for the last couple of years as well. But if I end up adding another watch in my collection when I reach that 20 mark, I'm thinking of this might be the one that will make the move. But again, the time will tell. Another Chinese watch in my collection. This is an homage of Seiko's famous Captain Willard. This is the steel dive. It does come with Seiko's movement though. It is still going strong. I've had this for about a few months now, and yeah, going strong, no problems. You get a sapphire crystal, 200 meters of water resistance. I think I paid about 120 Australian dollars for this one, 125 from memory. And you can still have these for about the same price or a bit more from AliExpress. Again, really fantastic value for money. The lume is absolutely fantastic on this watch. You do get 3 different colors of lume, but it is absolutely fantastic, so bright. You know, it does what it's supposed to do. Again, Seiko's movement, you've got sapphire crystal, and the bracelet is decent quality as well. The clasp is not the best, but it's still on there. I was meaning to change that clasp for a nice middle clasp, but haven't gotten around to it as yet. So yeah, fantastic value for money, this watch. Coming down to another Citizen. This is a titanium watch, the only titanium watch in my collection. So light. I mean, when you compare a titanium watch to a stainless steel watch, you know, the weight is just on a different level. It is so light. This is an Eco Drive titanium from from Citizen. You get Divers 200, so it's a proper diver, ISO certified, and again, great value for money with this one as well. I think I paid about 350 Australian dollars for this one, and you know, Eco Drive, quartz movement, it will keep going forever and ever. There's no need to change the batteries, and you know, just charge it. Any light source will charge this watch, but in my opinion, sun is the best way to go. And these will last for about 6 months or so with one proper charge. Again, great value for money. Coming down to the final watch in this box is another Boulevard. This is the Boulevard Lunar Pilot. A bit big for my wrist. Yes, 100%. But I still decided to keep this in my collection anyway. From what I've heard, Boulevard is coming out with a smaller size in this watch. I believe 43 mil. I'll definitely jump onto that one. But great heritage and history with this watch as well. Probably the only watch that I would really want to show you. I'll take it off the pillow and I'll show you the case back on this one, and you will see the provenance and what I'm what I'm talking about here. So here you go, and that confirms it. Apollo 15 mission. You can see the information there. Again, sapphire crystal. It is a high frequency or high performance quartz in there. Super accurate. This movement, and absolutely fantastic. Boulevard is one of those brands that has a lot of potential, but they a lot of the times they just disappoint me, me in person, but I know a lot of other people as well, because they bring out fantastic watches, but then the size they put on those watches is just huge. I don't know why it's taking them this long to bring out this particular watch in a smaller case size. I have no idea. They sit under Citizen now as well. I'll put this away for now and I'll put that later in the box. A Boulevard, again, so much potential, but they just let it go on a lot of occasions and don't really maximize their potential. Coming down to the final two watches, this is my Casio G-Shock or Casio. I modified this a few weeks ago. It looks absolutely mad with this modification, but I don't find this to be too comfortable, and finding a perfect fit can be a bit of a challenge with this bracelet. It is okay, but yeah, I'm gonna go back to the to original factory setting, to the stock level again, and again, it looks absolutely fantastic, but from the comfort point of view, you can't beat the original, in my opinion. Final watch in my collection is this Rado. So this Rado was the first automatic watch that I ever had. This is special to me for two reasons. First, I've already mentioned my first ever automatic watch, and this was a gift to me. This was gifted to me by my wife, and this is where it all started for me. To be honest with you, so this is where I started to learn the difference between movements between quartz and automatic, eco drive, and stuff like that. This is where my passion for watches really kicked off, and it hasn't really stopped since then. It hasn't really gone down. It's only escalated. So this watch is special to me. It has a lot of sentimental value for me as well. So this is one of those watches that doesn't matter what happens. If I even end up selling all of my collection, this is something I'll always keep in my collection. It doesn't get the wrist time that it deserves. Unfortunately, I always tell myself that I need to wear this watch a bit more than what I do at the moment, and I'll start doing that hopefully next year. But yeah, this is special for those reasons. All right, guys, thank you very much. This is it. This is my watch collection at the moment. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any feedback for me, if you like to see anything else, let me know. Next one will be Timex, Timex Panda on the channel. I'll review that in the next week or two. So yeah, thank you very much for watching again. This collection is really personal to me, but I always wanted to share it with you guys. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you with my next video soon. Thank you again.